Let's face it, love them or hate them, consoles are the simplest way to game, especially from the couch or in bed. Just power on the controller and you're off and running. But at the same time, I love my gaming laptop, mainly for its mobility and power. I can move it room to room, or even game when I travel. And I'm not forgetting you guys with towers. This equally applies. So like you, I wondered why not combine the ease of an Xbox with the power and mobility of a laptop? What if I could use my controller to turn on my PC across the room, log into Windows with my PIN on a virtual keyboard, control the mouse on the desktop, and select from my full game library only using my controller? No wireless mouse from the couch, trackpad keyboard, or even Steam Big Picture mode needed. Well, I might have coded a simple program that achieves this goal, and here's what the setup looks like. First step is to download and install this simple app I'm calling ConsolePC and restart your computer. Next, connect to your laptop or tower with an HDMI cable to your TV. A G-Sync TV with a 120Hz refresh rate works well, but any will do. Next, power on your controller. Now pressing Y will pop up the app's virtual keyboard so you can log in. Once you log in, you'll notice the mouse moves when you use the joystick and allows you to freely use the desktop. You can open a browser window, press Y to use the keyboard, and search for something. Other setups, like with Steam Big Picture mode, force you to disable logging in, or you'd have to use a wireless keyboard. But again, our goal is only using a controller to handle everything. And we'll talk about powering on your PC using the controller here shortly. Steam Big Picture mode is great, but I always felt trapped in its interface. I couldn't move the mouse or use the desktop, so our new setup breaks us out of that. Now by pressing the Xbox button on your controller, a new console-like interface instantly appears and automatically loads all your games in from Steam, Ubisoft, EA, and any launcher you have. With Big Picture mode, you have to manually add non-Steam games, which requires some digging, and actually no games showed up on my list. And when you do add a game, this is what it might look like. So our new setup is one launcher for your whole game library. You can change the grid size, customize the icons to something more unique, change the background to something more your vibe, reorder the games to your favorites, remove games, change the highlight color, and launch a game. If you're worried about bloat, there's no performance hit, no frame drops, and you can open the interface mid-game to change the power mode. And as you can see, the light changes from performance to balance mode. When using Steam Big Picture mode, I had to get up and manually use the mug switch on the keyboard to change the power mode. Also mid-game, you can go to the desktop, resume the game, switch to a new game, or exit the game without going through the menus, just like you would on a console. And just like on Xbox, you can record a game clip just using the controller. After turning on joystick record, inside the app, pressing both joysticks down simultaneously will record a clip for you. Windows doesn't have this feature by default, and you'd have to use a keyboard shortcut. Of course, you can forego using the app interface and opt to just launch games from your desktop shortcuts or typical launchers, but I think you'll like this way of doing it. It's like on a console, seeing all your games together helps you decide what you're in the mood for. Now, what about powering on your PC just using the controller? By default, powering on your controller when your PC is off or asleep doesn't turn it on and will keep flashing because there's nothing to connect to. So there's two methods we can use. First is to use the instant wake mode inside the app, so you don't need an Xbox adapter, which essentially keeps your PC awake so it always finds the controller when you power it on. Your screensaver will still turn on and the controller will still power off automatically. The second method is to get an Xbox USB adapter. This allows you to power down into sleep mode and still connect to the controller. Press and hold the sync button here, then press the sync button on top of the Xbox controller and the two will connect. Next, inside the app under Settings, select Adapter Wake Mode. This will prevent your computer from hibernating, but still allow it to sleep so your controller can still sync to the adapter. So the only catch is you have to use Sleep Mode, which you can also select inside the app, because if you do a full shutdown, the adapter will not respond to powering on the controller. Another quirk I found is if you wake the PC by touching the keyboard, and while on the login screen, power on the controller, it won't sync to the adapter. So either wake the computer by powering on the controller, or log in and once on the desktop, then power on the controller.
The moment of truth. So we'll press the Xbox button, which powers on the PC remotely. And then, as you can see, it syncs up to the adapter. And now we have Windows on the TV. Then we press B, and then press Y to log in. Type in our PIN, And we're on the desktop. You can move the mouse. We have all our games in one launcher, and we achieved our goal of just using the controller.
There are other mouse controller emulators out there, but they tend to interfere during games, so you get double input, and there's not an easy way to switch to the desktop only using the controller. JoyXoff is a known emulator app developed at MIT, which I actually got permission to implement for the logging in portion. I noticed this setup is also great on my laptop screen when I'm in bed, and games that have their own launchers are no problem because I can control the mouse and still launch them.
Quite a find. Imagine all the people going about their lives unaware of what their city is hidden away.
It's also great on the couch when I have something on in the background. I can sit back and just use the controller and app without touching the laptop. ConsolePC is on my Gumroad store and is free to try if you'd like to support it in future updates. I spent a great deal of time building and testing this app and this setup, so your support is very appreciated. And of course, if you have any feedback or bugs, you can email me here. With this setup, we achieve the goal of only using your controller to turn on your PC, log in, game across the room, and still be able to use Windows normally, turning your laptop or tower into a console dream. Thanks for watching.